Alvarez.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to echo the sentiments of all of my colleagues. National Night Out was my first time participating in an official capacity as a council member. I was with Captain Robert Reyna. I went and visited Maddox Youth Center's National Night Out event. A shout out to Bruce Lockard for hosting that every year for the last 2 decades, I believe. And then we ended up going to Paradise Road for a national night out that a church put on. And then we made our way over to Teresa Gamboa's event, which I think stole the show, as she does every year. Secondly, for homelessness, it's one of the issues that is, I think, one of the most prevalent issues in District 2. I think one of the most prevalent issues almost just disproportionately affects District 2. And I hear often that the safe camping locations should be put on 10th Street, should be put downtown. I agree that with my colleagues that are in support of that, Bavaro and Ricky, that we should do something about this crisis. However, I think that when we do identify locations to set up these safe camping locations, if we do in fact move in that direction ever, that I think that the distribution of homeless should be distributed across the city equitably and not just in District 2 as historically has been the case. And I think it's important to comment, oftentimes we don't, from folks who make public comment and speak passionately about these issues. But homelessness is something that really hits close to home for me. It's on my campaign page. Oftentimes people sit up here and they look at us as talking heads. I think it's important to share some personal insight, personal stories to make our work human. My biological mother, again, it's on my campaign page. You could go visit it. It's been there from the start of my political career. I'm not ashamed, I'm not embarrassed to say this. My biological mother was never in my life. She's homeless, she's out there. So all this talk about we don't care, it's almost, it doesn't make any sense to me. We're up here because we care. We're up here, quite frankly, because we're probably some of the most caring folks, and we decided to do something about our community's problems. That's why we ran our campaigns. So I hope to have more dialogue with my colleagues about safe camping. I hope to have more dialogue with stakeholders in the community about safe camping, because it's real. It's not just real to you all, it's real to our entire city, to our state, and to our country. So it's an issue that hits close to home, and I'm looking forward to having more substantive dialogue to see how we can help those folks who want help and try to be creative for the folks who may not want to be in a place where there's rules, as is the case with my biological mother. So I understand both sides of the coin there, and it's not a simple solution. There's no silver bullet. But I think that we have good hearts and good minds up here, and we're willing to have those conversations. Although they may be hard, I think my colleagues and I are willing to have those hard discussions. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the city manager have any comments and reports?
Yes, Mayor, if you don't mind. First, I'd like to welcome our new Deputy City Manager, Forrest Ebbs. He comes to us from the city of Antioch, and where he served in various roles, and we look forward to having him join our team and all the expertise that he brings. Welcome, and hope you had a good first meeting. We still have a little more ways to go. Don't hope that doesn't scare you away too much. And secondly, on a less happier note, I'm going to make the announcement of the retirement of our Fire Chief, Alan Ernst. Alan has served this community with tremendous dignity and humility in protecting the lives of the residents and businesses of Modesto. He's done so admirably. In all of his work, you can tell that he cared deeply about our community and wanting to do the best for Modesto. He's been instrumental on our executive team and providing guidance and wisdom and mentorship to many individuals throughout this organization. I can sit here and list all of his accomplishments, but unfortunately we'd be here all night, and I'm ready for dinner. I'm just kidding. But anyway, Chief, I appreciate you, appreciate everything that you've done for our community, and wish you nothing but the best in the next steps of your career. We're always here for you. We hope you come back and visit us. But again, nothing but the best, and appreciate all that you've done for the city of Modesto.
Thank you.
Did you want to say anything? I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah. 3 minutes. You were just kidding, right?
I know, yeah. Well, Mayor, Council, and City Manager, it has truly been an honor of my life to serve this community and as your fire chief. And I am very disappointed this will be my last City Council meeting. But I have truly enjoyed every moment of my career for 27 years. And as with most careers, the best part of it's been the people that we surround ourselves with and work with. And you are in very good hands going forward. And I will always be a resource for this city and community. So thank you.
Thank you for your comments and your service. Appreciate you. Next on the agenda is hearings. Item 17, a hearing to consider the proposal to rezone properties located at 3431 and 3419 Millbrook Avenue from specific plan holding zone to specific plan zone to allow 2 parcels totaling 4.98 acres to be subdivided into 9 residential lots, with each lot being not less than 0.50 acres. And we will have a staff report from Jessica.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. Jessica Hill, Interim Director of Community and Economic Development. So a little bit of background. The owners of the parcels at 3431 and 3419 Millbrook submitted an application to complete a tentative map and then to rezone their property. So the project site is located within precise plan number 6, sub-area A, in the red circle on the map above, which is in the Village 1 specific plan and adopted by the city in 1990. The current area highlighted is zone specific plan holding, which requires lots to be a minimum of 10 acres. So in order to accommodate the request, a rezone from specific plan holding to specific plan to allow for half-acre lots is required. The rezone would allow the owner to subdivide the project site and allow for 9 half-acre parcels. And then the balance of the precise plan area, which is in the map above outlined in blue, will remain zoned specific plan holding. So the project site's currently developed with 2 single-family residences and related structures. So the action would create 7 additional parcels to be developed in the future. And then the surrounding properties are either undeveloped or improved with ranchettes. So a community meeting was held and notices were sent to the parcels within a 300-foot radius, and there were no outstanding concerns. And staff determined that the requested change from specific plan holding to specific plan would not be detrimental to the public health, safety, or welfare, and will result in an orderly planned use of land, and is in accordance with our general plan and specific plan. And once the rezone becomes effective, the applicant will be able to proceed with a final map and then subsequently development. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, does council have any questions of staff? Seeing none, I will now open the public hearing. Are there any members of the public that wish to come forward regarding item 17? Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. I'm Joshua Mann with Mid-Valley Engineering. I'm helping Mr. Miller and Mr. Adderholt throughout this application process. Mr. Miller's here tonight if you had any questions specific to his property. But generally, we're just doing what the Village 1 specific plan originally intended for this area, which is half-acre lots. We're also doing a private road, so really visually it won't look much different than the current private road that's out there. Just the additional homes will be the biggest difference. With that, if you have any questions, I'd happy to answer them at this time.
All right, thank you. Are there, all right, Councilmember Wright?
Thank you. When you say private home or private road, are you talking about a gated community?
Yeah, we have the option. The proposal was an option to do a gated private road or have no gate. Ultimately, it'll be up to Mr. Miller and Mr. Adderholt in terms of the gate.
And these will be half-acre lots?
Half-acre lots.
Thank you.
All right, this is public comment time. Are there any other members of the public that would like to address the council?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Seeing none, I will close public comments. Are there any council members that have further comments? Seeing none, this will be Vice Mayor Ricky?
Thanks. I guess the question I have for Jessica is, in this territory, and I don't know much about this particular map, but do we have plans for any multifamily housing in this neighborhood? Also, because, as we've been talking about tonight, one of our biggest problems overall is housing inventory overall. I mean, I know we need half-acre lots too, but we also need other flavors. So I just wanted to see how this relates to that.
Yeah, so this overall specific plan area was more of the larger parcels that were developed already as ranchettes. There are some other parcels within this area that are zoned multifamily, which we are discussing with the owners of the properties to hopefully get them developed in the near future as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other Councilmember Williams comments?
Thank you, Mayor. What is the size of the homes versus the homes that are there now, that are in the surrounding area? Just curious.
So the action today is actually changing the size of the lots, not the homes themselves. And so the size of the parcels out there are around a 5-acre parcel. And so this would be changing the 5 acres to a half-acre parcel lots.
Okay.
So I don't have information on what the future size of the homes would be.
Okay, thank you.
All right. This will be 2 separate votes. I have a resolution finding that the rezone of properties located at 3431 and 3419 Millbrook Avenue from specific plan holding zone SP-H to specific plan zone SP is within the scope of the project covered by the Modesto Urban Area General Plan Master Environmental Impact Report. Do I have a motion for that
Motion to
resolution?
approve. Second.
Motion by Councilmember Wright, second by Councilmember Williams. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Bavaro,
Aye.
Councilmember Williams,
Aye.
Councilmember Wright,
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez-Brayton,
Aye.
Councilmember Alvarez,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ricky,
Aye.
and Mayor Zwollen.
Aye, carries unanimously. The next, I need a motion introducing and waiving the first reading of an ordinance amending section 12-03-09 of the zoning map of the City of Modesto to rezone properties located at 3431 and 3419 Millbrook Avenue from specific plan holding zone SP-H to specific plan zone SP. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Williams, second by Councilmember Wright. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Bavaro,
Aye.
Councilmember Williams,
Aye.
Councilmember Wright,
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez-Brayton,
Aye.
Councilmember Alvarez,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ricky,
Aye.
and Mayor Zwollen.
Aye, carries unanimously, 7-0. Thank you very much. Next, we will go on to item 18, hearing to consider approving the application and issuance of a permit to operate as a non-emergency medical transport company to NorCal Ambulance in the City of Modesto. And we will have a staff report. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just going to brief like this to make sure, Good evening. I'm here to present on item 18, which is a consideration for a non-emergency transport application for NorCal Ambulance. Just some background on, and we've had a couple of these recently, but just as a reminder, non-emergency medical transport permit processes are governed by Modesto Municipal Code 3-9.01 through 20. It outlines all the requirements for the companies wishing to operate a non-emergency medical transport within the city of Modesto. Interested parties must submit an application, the required documentation that accompanies that, and a filing fee of $1,000. After they've submitted the application, Modesto Police Department then conducts a thorough background investigation on the applicant. So NorCal Ambulance, they completed and submitted the application, they provided the required documentation, and they paid the $1,000 filing fee. We reviewed the application and approved it. We concluded the background, and no issues were found in that background investigation. There are currently 10 permitted ambulance companies approved to operate within the city limits. Here's an example of NorCal's provided vehicles that they'll be utilizing to do transports in here. This would be the 11th if so passed. And based off of the background and the review of the permit and application, staff recommends that we approve the application and we issue the non-emergency medical transport permit to NorCal Ambulance. If there are any questions, I can field them now.
All right, does council have any questions of staff? Councilmember Bavaro.
Thank you, Mayor. The $1,000 fee, does that basically cover the background investigation?
Essentially, sir, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions from council members? Seeing none, I'll now open the public hearing. All right, I'd like to ask members of the public to come forward if they would like to speak regarding item 18. I do not see anyone in person, confirming there's no one online. So I will close public comments. Are there any council members with further comments? All right. Seeing none, I have a resolution approving the application of NorCal Ambulance and authorizing the issuance of a permit to operate as a non-emergency medical transport company in the city of Modesto. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, a motion by Councilmember Wright, second by Councilmember Alvarez. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Bavaro.
Aye.
Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
Councilmember Scutierrez.
Aye.
Councilmember Alvarez.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ricky.
Aye.
And Mayor Zwellen.
Aye, carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Item 19, a hearing to consider an ordinance amending sections of Article 6, vacant and boarded buildings of Title 9, Building Regulations, Chapter 9, Property Maintenance, City Maintenance